Meta has just released their new large language model called Lama 3.1, and it's freaking amazing. Here are some of the reasons why it's such a breakthrough. Number one, Lama 3.1 has about 405 billion parameters. Actually, it's the largest open source model that has ever been released up till right now, which means that it is better, it's more capable, and it's just freaking amazing. And through all of the synthetic benchmarks that are there, from competing against ChatGPT 4, Claude 3.5, and it's almost on par with them. And it's open source, it's free. Meta's focus is to democratize the use of large language models to anybody essentially who wants to use them. One of the main things is that it is very, very efficient compared to its size. GPT-4, which is the standard benchmark that everybody uses, is thought to be around like about a trillion parameters big, but if we look at the 405 billion parameter model from Meta, it's actually quite close in comparison. That means the performance is actually near identical, which is quite amazing. Despite being a lot smaller, it's more efficient and it can give you better results, or almost the same result. But one of the other things is that the context window is greatly expanded. Now, this Llama 3.1 can accommodate up to 120,000 tokens, which is just freaking amazing. Previously, it was just 8,000. You can barely fit in like a long system prompt, and then it will start forgetting the conversation. But now it just opens up so many use cases for this. You can enter entire lectures or podcasts, or even just have a really long conversation, and it will remember everything you have spoken to it. So it's just really, really cool. It also focuses on multilingual capabilities, which also, greatly entices anybody who wants to use large language models to use Llama 3.1. And in terms of the performance in the real world, is actually on par with GPT-4 and Claude 3.5. It beats like the synthetic benchmarks. It shows really impressive results on human evaluation tasks, and it's just great. The reasoning scores are really high, the thinking capability is really high, and the inference is actually not too bad as well. The speed of the response is actually quite decent as well. And these improvements are all across like mathematical, coding, and all those other highly intensive and demanding tasks. The other thing that the Meta has actually really done is actually allowed it to be fine-tunable, which means that you can take this 405 billion parameter model and actually fine-tune them according to the use case. Like fine-tuning would allow any business or any developer to really make this model very specific to their use case, and allowing them to perform a lot better and faster at the specific tasks that they require at. This is just unheard of from all the other open source models that there are. Usually they're quite small, and Llama 3.1 doesn't have the 4 or 5 billion parameter model. It also has the 8 billion parameter model and the 70 billion parameter model as well, and you can fine tune almost any of them. Although with the 4 or 5 billion parameter model, you definitely need cloud source like in AWS or other things. I think Meta has the information available on website on what exactly can be done from each of the providers, but it's still amazing that anybody can just log in and create and fine-tune these models to their very, very specific use case. It's just freaking awesome. Another thing that is actually on the horizon as well is like multimodal capabilities, which means that not only will these models continue to develop further, but Meta will also make them adaptable to use other forms of information, just such as video and audio. Well, that would be just amazing. Imagine just giving this model a YouTube video or any video inference and telling me like, hey, what is this about? Or you just give it a lecture and see like, what is this about? And it can understand things. It can maybe even start producing images from the videos as well. The possibilities are endless with this new model. It's not here yet as far as I know, but I'm very excited for that. And given the track record of what we know as of now, it's pretty likely that Meta will release a better model, Llama, or give an upgrade to this model that will have multimodal capabilities, which is really, really exciting. And all of this stuff, whichever that I said, can also run locally, which means that everything, all the information that you give to it is stored. It's never shared with Meta, or it's never shared online with anybody else or any other company to profit from or to use from. And if you have a machine like an M1 chip, then you can technically run these models locally on your computer or even in the cloud, which you have control over, and nobody is looking or spying for information. So this is just really amazing. So overall, like, not only this model is open source, anybody can use it, you can fine tune it, you can run it locally on your machine, and with future updates coming as multimodal, like, I think this is one of the best models to get started working on your applications, or start to thinking about using this model as a baseline for all the other future projects and different things. So this is one of the reasons why Llama 3.1 is actually a really, really big step forward in the world of AI, and I can't wait where this model ends up. Until next time.